What is that? BCNF was developed by Raymond Boyce and EF Code. Already you know about the EF Code. EF Code was developed the relational database model. Boyce Code normal form is an extension of third normal form on strict terms. What is the definition of that BCNF? A relation R is in Boyce Code normal form if and only if every determinant is a candidate key. BCNF states that for any non-trivial functional dependency, X determines A must be a super key. The process of converting the table into BCNF is as follows. Likewise, first step is that remove the non-trivial non-trivial functional dependency, and second one is make separate table for determinants. For example, here you can see the example. In this table, employee ID is the super key in the relation employee table, and pin code is super key in the relation pin code table. Are you getting? Who is the super code of which relation? Employee ID is the super key in employee table relation, and pin code is the super key in the relation pin code table. Okay, so employee ID determines employee name and pin code determines employee city, which confirms that both the relations are in BCNF, that is Boyce Code normal form. Take another one example, like consider the relation supplier in which attributes are supplier number, supplier name, phone number, city, having supplier number and supplier name unique. In this, there are two determinants, supplier number and supplier name, as phone number and city dependence upon them, and both are candidate keys. So this is in BCNF form. And now the last point of BCNF is properties of Boyce Code normal form. What are the different properties of Boyce Code normal form? The first one is a relation R is in Boyce Code normal form if and only if every determinant is the candidate key. The second one property is that in BCNF non-trivial functional dependency is preserved for super key. Then after that, a table can be in third normal form but not in BCNF. Next one property is that third normal form does not deal satisfactorily with the case of a relation with overlapping candidates key. In such case, BCNF can be used. And the last one property, last but not least, the property is that the violation of BCNF means that the table is subject to anomalies. You already know about the different anomalies like delete anomaly, update anomaly, insert anomaly, likewise. And now the last point of our syllabus, that is denormalization. Last point of our syllabus is also there, and last point of this unit is also there. Denormalization is process, in that we will study about process benefits and drawbacks. What is denormalization? It is the process of combining two relations into one relation. It is exactly opposite to the normalization. In normalization, what we are going to do? In normalization, we are going to break one single table into multiple tables. But in denormalization, it is a combining of two relations or tables into a new table. It involves adding redundant data to a normalized database to reduce certain types of problems with database queries that combine data from various tables in a single table. Denormalization is the process of taking a normalized database and modifying table structures to allow controlled redundancy for increased database performance. Now, denormalization is the process of attempting to optimize the read performance of a database by adding redundant data or by grouping data. Denormalization, again you can say, it is a strategy that database managers use to increase the performance of a database infrastructure. The definition of denormalization is dependent on the definition of normalization. which is defined as the process of organizing a database into tables correctly to promote a given use. Or you can say denormalization means it is a means of addressing performance or scalability in relational database software. Denormalization is the process of improving data retrieval by adding redundant data. It is done for speeding up complex queries involving multiple tables joins. If two or more tables are joined frequently and the cost of join is more than, we can combine them into one table. But after combining, it should hold correct data and there should not be any duplicity. Denormalization is the process where you don't try to implement rules of normalization in your database. This is about the denormalization various definitions. Now we will take the example of denormalization. Database designed for data warehousing generally don't follow normalization due to the nature of data stored. The argument in favor of denormalization is basically that it makes retrievals easier to express and makes the performance better. It's sometimes claimed to make the database easier to understand. Denormalization aids the process of adding redundancy to the database to improve performance. Denormalize can be done with tables or columns. For example, if you want to capture data relating to student, you will be creating a table and storing the data related to the students. Here one student table is given. In that, student ID, student name, class ID are the attributes, and for this table, for this relation, class ID is the foreign key. Now the next table is class that student belongs. What that you have to create another table called class and store the class details. Here class ID works as a primary key for this relation. Okay, in the previous table class ID is the foreign key. Here in this table class ID is the primary key. Now how do you map these two tables? Class ID will be the primary key for the class table and you reference it from student table, putting it as a foreign key. In the above two tables, class ID from student table is referring class ID in class table. This is also called normalization. Now coming to the denormalization, the particular tables you have designed above works well in transactional system, but for reporting purpose you need to build another system which works faster and will have the records groups at one place. So here you need to combine the specific record data in one place, at the one place. Here again we will combine these previous two tables and create the table student details. If you see in the above table, all the student related data clubbed together for reporting purpose. In this case there is a chance of redundancy, but think this as if you don't change any values, we change in transactional table. So in another terms, you can think denormalization as organizing related data at one place. There are various benefits and drawbacks of the denormalization. The first one benefit is that pre-computing derived data will be there. Now second one benefit is that it will minimizing the need for joins. Again, it reducing the denormalization, reducing the number of foreign keys in relations, and again the same one is that it will be reducing the number of relations. Okay, first now we will go for the drawbacks of the denormalization. First one is may speed up retrievals but can slow down updates. Then always application specific, the needs to be re-evaluated in the application changes. The third one disadvantage is that it can increase the size of relations, and after that It may simplify implementation in some case but may make it more complex in other one. And last one disadvantage of denormalization is reduced flexibility. This is all about the denormalization. Here our syllabus ends. I think that if you get all the concepts clearly, then you should be able to achieve the various unit outcomes of this particular unit. The first one, what is the unit outcome? First one is you all should be able to derive functional dependency of the given attribute in a table. After that, the second unit outcome is that you all are able to identify the normal form of the given table. Then third one is you all are able to convert the given table from one normal form to another given normal form. And last one unit outcome is that you all are able to denormalize the given database by introducing data redundancy or data grouping. Thank you for overall favorable response from you. And finally, best luck to all students. Thank you.